and that you're smart enough business owners to start surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you. And if you haven't figured out that lesson, I'm here to tell you that. Hire people that are smarter than you. Because not only are they going to challenge your thinking and challenge what you do as a business, but they can take some of the darn responsibility off your shoulders. Anybody interested in that? Yeah? Oh, come on. Anybody interested in that? Yeah. I know all of you are like, yes, is that part of the weekend? Do I get somebody? I mean, that would be a kind of a cool prize, wouldn't it?
What I want to go through is our process for our selection process. This has taken time for us to develop, and it's not ever perfect, but this is a selection process that we go through at Healthcare Express. It is an extensive process. The very first thing we do, I would never ever bring anybody into interview without getting them on the telephone first, ever. I have the person who is in charge of that department make that phone call. So we pull out all the resumes that we like, that we think are good fits, and we call them, and we spend. It's not one of those, can you come in for an interview? We spend a few minutes to try and just get them to have a conversation with us. Oh, why are you interested in this position? You know, what are you currently doing? Do you currently have a job? We talk about those kinds of things to see, number one, can they communicate well? They're going to be on the phone with your customers. Everybody in your building is on your phone.
As just whatever that is for you, whatever the meaning of your business is to you, you have to get above the good enough, which goes to the next level, which is great. What is it, please? Great. Great, right? I've had great experiences at restaurants. I've had great experiences at healthcare facilities, right? And those kinds of relationships definitely are people that I will go back to. The challenge is if you go from like this level 4 to level 5, what happens in this research by Service Management Group, which interviewed 100 million people. Is that a lot of people? Okay, that isn't a small sample. That is a lot of people. 100 million people. They said that when you go from a 4 to a 5, what is when you are a 5, which I will call this heart, you can call it whatever fancy word, legendary, famous, when I work with Famous Days. Whatever word you put that is so unique, so different, and we'll get to how you get there throughout tonight. But when you get to that level, 97% of the people, 97%, what percent please? Tell somebody else to come.
I'm Debbie Stanford. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I came to this clinic, heard about it through actually a Google search, and I came with the intent of someday opening my own early care and would like to do it right, and this has satisfied my every expectation in learning how to do it right, and it gives you encouragement to know that it is a process that you start and you can grow your business and be successful and contribute to your community.
Make sure that when you're dealing with them, you are able to figure out if there's somebody in there who's absolutely stirring stuff and crushing morale of your team. Be aware of it. Keep your ears open. Watch. Listen. Listen when people come and talk to you. And with that, one of the things that we do during orientation is we have a 5-minute discussion at least on gossiping. One of the sentences in our commitment letter actually says our expectations of our team. They go on to say different things, but one of them actually says you will not participate in gossip, smack, or backstabbing of any kind, which they think is funny. I actually go into detail about what gossip means. That's how much we talk about it. Gossip will kill you.
Satisfaction is not the goal, folks. You don't want satisfied guests. Those are the 3s and 4s on the rating scale. You have to get to that 5 to really explode your business. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not going to have all 5s, yet you have to shoot for that. Are you guys willing to shoot for that tonight and this weekend? Yes? Give somebody a high five. Say, I'm shooting for that. And I heard a yeah. I like that.
All right. You guys have problems with your front desk as far as just the communications alone, making sure they know all the changes that are always going on. Do you guys have those problems? It's a real problem. And so regular staff meetings aren't the place for that because not everybody understands all of those things that are going on. Trying to have, I know there was a question yesterday about if you're open 7 days a week, how do you do that?
Well, my name is Rich Maharis. I am an owner and medical director of my own urgent care in New Jersey. I flew out here to see Pam Reynolds in the Success Summit, and it's just empowering and wonderful. I'm just learning everything, every hour, every minute. he talks about having these aha moments, about where some brilliant idea will just click in your head just from hearing something. I've had about 10 of those already. We're only midway through the conference, and I'm just excited to learn the second half. They're long days, but every minute is worth every time I spent away from my family and my practice. I'm just going to bring all these ideas back. I'm excited and energized to go back and implement all these ideas. I think this conference that Tim brought together, and Pam and Wayne and all the speakers are well worth coming and taking the time out to go. So I thank you guys, and I just want to thank Tim for setting this up, and that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Done that, you should. There should be checklists saying that a nurse, in order to be qualified to work here, she has to know all of these skills and has to be checked off and has to be taught all of those things. Preceptor programs are very important. Leveling programs, making sure that people who have been there for a long time, PCTs, LVNs, front desk who have been there for a long time, have an opportunity to do a certain criteria. Our PCTs have to take 16 hours of CEUs that we've set aside after they've been there for 6 months. They have to take those classes. They have to online. They have to pass them. They have to be a good citizen. They have to have read their books. And once they've met all of the criteria, they move up to what's called the PCT2. They move up in pay scale, but it also just kind of boosts them up a little bit, makes them feel like they're a little bit.
Oh, come on, drum roll! Don't stop the drum roll. What's it say, please? What's it say, please? How many have been guilty of saying that? Right? Whether it be externally or internally, when you say that, folks, how does your engagement with everybody else? What happens to it? It ends, right? Very quickly. In your world, you're like, I showed them, I taught them, right? But then everybody else is going, hey, did you hang out with Roger there? Because Roger ain't very fun, right? Folks, I am here to tell you, no one that I research a lot of people and learn from a lot of people. No one gets up in the morning and go, hey, let's go hang out with a bunch of I know that people. That would be awesome, right? No one does that. But that doesn't mean I don't want you to be an expert. I want you to be an expert, and I need you, and the world needs you to be an expert at your job. And I'll get into that. But folks, do it with the proper energy where you show people how much you care, and then they'll ask you how much you know. You know, John Maxwell, again, one of my favorite authors, said people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.